In this video, we will study a very interesting game in which you will learn how to play against the Tarzan attack. The game began with the moves d4. Knight f6. Black developed his king's knight to its natural square and took control of the e4 square to prevent white from occupying the center with his pawns. White played knight f3, developing his king's knight. Black made the move g6, with the idea of developing his king's bishop by fianchetto and using an Indian development scheme. White played knight c3, developing his queen's knight and taking control of the e4 square, with the idea of continuing with the move e4 and occupying the center with his pawns. Black played d5, placing a pawn in the center and increasing control over the e4 square to prevent white from occupying the center with his pawns. White played bishop f4, developing his queen's bishop to a good square. White's plan is to continue with the queen d2, followed by long castling, and then invade with the bishop on the h6 square and prepare for the kingside attack. Black played the bishop g7, developing the king's bishop and preparing to castle. If white now plays knight b5, threatening to capture the c7 pawn, black can simply play knight a6, defending the c7 pawn. Black can then play c6 to expel the opponent's knight and have a good game. In the game, after the move bishop g7, white played queen d2, mobilizing his queen and preparing to castle on the queenside. At the same time, white threatens to invade with his bishop on the h6 square, to eliminate black's bishop from the fianchetto. Black castled. White played bishop h6, invading with his bishop in the opponent's camp, with the aim of eliminating black's fianchetto bishop, which is the best defender of the opponent's castling position. Black played bishop takes h6, exchanging bishops, with the aim of diverting the opponent's queen and moving it away from the center. After queen takes h6. Black played c5, attacking the opponent's pawn center. If white now captures the black pawn with d takes c5, black can play d4, gaining space in the center and attacking the knight on c3. Now it would be a mistake to play knight b5 to try to capture the d4 pawn, because black plays queen a5, check, and white's knight is captured. After the move d4, white can castle queenside, pinning the d4 pawn and threatening to capture it. Black can play knight g4, attacking the opponent's queen and also threatening to capture the f2 pawn. If white now plays queen h4 to defend the queen and the f2 pawn, black can play e5, occupying the center with his pawns, strengthening the defense of the d4 pawn, and at the same time freeing up his queen, so that white's queen is under attack. Black has an advantage. For example, now knight g5 would not be possible, threatening checkmate on h7. Because black simply plays h6, avoiding the threat of mate and aiming to expel the opponent's knight. Black has an advantage. After the move knight g4, white can play queen f4 to defend his queen. The idea is that it would now be a mistake to capture the f2 pawn, since after knight takes f2, attacking both white rooks, white plays rook takes d4, counterattacking against the black queen, and white has an advantage. After the move queen f4, black can play queen a5, escaping the pinned position and threatening to capture the knight on c3. White can play rook takes d4, capturing the opponent's central pawn. White has won two pawns, but black can play e5, creating a double threat to the opponent's queen and rook. If white now captures the e5 pawn with knight takes e5. Black can play knight takes e5. After queen takes e5. Black plays knight c6, attacking the queen and the opponent's rook, and black has good play. After the move e5, white can play rook a4, counterattacking against the black queen. Black can play queen takes c5, and the white queen remains under attack. After, for example, queen b4, to defend the queen and try to exchange queens. Black plays queen takes b4, exchanging queens. After rook takes b4. Black plays knight c6, developing his queen's knight and attacking the opponent's rook. Black can then capture the f2 pawn and has very good play. After the move c5, white can play h3, taking control of the g4 square, to prevent the black pieces from making use of that square. Black can play c takes d4, eliminating the opponent's central pawn and attacking the knight on c3. After knight takes d4, black can play queen b6, mobilizing his queen and threatening to capture on d4 and b2. White can castle queenside to defend the b2 pawn and also the knight on d4. Now black can play e5, occupying the center with his pawns and attacking the opponent's knight to expel it from the center. After, for example, knight f3, black can play d4, advancing in the center and threatening to capture the knight on c3. After, for example, knight b1, black can play knight a6, developing his queen knight. Black can continue with moves like bishop e6, rook f to c8, etc., and has very good play. For example, if white captures the e5 pawn with the knight, black can play knight b4, threatening to capture the a2 pawn, and then invade with the queen on the b2 square. White can attempt b3, trying to repel the attack. Black can follow with the move bishop e6, completing the development of his minor pieces. Black can continue with moves like rook f to c8 and have a decisive attack. In the game, after the move c5, white castled queenside. Black played knight g4, threatening to capture the opponent's queen and also attacking the f2 pawn. White played queen h4, defending his queen and defending the f2 pawn. Black played e5, occupying the center with his pawns and freeing up the queen's action. So now the white queen is under attack. Now, queen g3 is not possible to defend the queen because black plays e takes d4 and gains an advantage. In the game, after the move e5, white played queen takes d8, exchanging queens. Black played rook takes d8. Black threatens to capture on d4 and f2 and now has an advantage. White played d takes e5. Now, it wouldn't be good if knight takes f2, because white plays rook takes d5, capturing the opponent's central pawn and counterattacking against the opponent's rook. After the rook takes d5. Knight takes d5. Knight takes h1, capturing the opponent's rook. White plays knight c7, the black rook is about to be captured, and the position is more or less balanced. After the move d takes e5, black played bishop e6, developing the queen's bishop and reinforcing the d5 pawn. The f2 pawn is still under attack, and white is undefended. White played knight e4, taking advantage of the pin along the d-file, to defend the f2 pawn and prevent the white knight from capturing it. At the same time, white threatens to give check on the f6 square to exchange the knight on g4 and repel the attack. Black played knight d7, completing the development of his minor pieces, blocking the d-file, and taking control of the f6 square. White resigned, as white's knight is threatening and white has no defense. For example, h3 is not possible to try to expel black's knight, as black plays d takes e4, capturing white's knight and threatening to capture the other knight. Black is winning. A very instructive game. Now that you know how to play against the Tarzan attack, there's one more video you should watch, but almost no one will tell you about it. Click on the following video so you can complete your training. See you in the next video.